Hi, this is Barry Wilbur, GRN, the Data Analytics Recruiter. Hey, today I want to talk about leading through crisis, leading through significant change, and specifically want to share with you a very simple yet effective model you can use today to help you lead through the crisis. Lead in a way that builds confidence, that builds trust with your employees, that helps with empowerment. These are unprecedented times, a lot of change and uncertainty going on, and oftentimes it's difficult to get your team moving in the right direction. Let's walk through with that framework in a way that will help you. Let's dive in. So, when you think of significant change, and you can think of a significant change in your life even as you go through, there are a series of feelings that come through as you're going through that unsettled change. Oftentimes they're negative. You can think of fear and uncertainty, confusion, or there can even be cynicism. The net result is those are very uncomfortable, and those feelings will often have people wanting to migrate back to the status quo. And the status quo is not where you want to be because this is going to be a new world. You need to change and drive forward. Action is required in moving forward in this change. Now, I'm not going to address the solid assessment you need to do and the plans that you need to put together, but this is about empowering your team and helping them to understand and move forward. Great leaders elevate in times of crisis. This is your time. This is a time when you can change the trajectory of your company, when you can change the trajectory of your career. And I want to provide you with that simple model. Let's talk about some of the natural feelings that people have when a crisis hits. You can think of your own: fear, discomfort, betrayal, anger, defense. There's a whole series of them that you can go through. But again, these are not feelings that tend to move for empowerment or move for people forward. So the framework that we talk about is one where you first look at who are my major stakeholder groups. Let's break those out so that we understand who they are and what are their natural feelings from their perspective. And why would they have that feeling? And then, quite frankly, what is the desired attitude for them in moving forward? And then there are 7 mechanisms or 7 levers that you can use effectively that will help you build that trust, build that confidence, and build that empowerment. In the simple sense, the framework looks nothing more than this. Here's the stakeholder, here's their natural feeling. Why do they feel that way, and what's their desired feeling? Let's look at a simple example. COVID-19 shutdown. Different stakeholder groups, frontline managers. In some cases, companies are actually still hiring. So there's hiring managers, there's candidates, there's staff, there's customers as you go through. But let's just look at these few just very briefly. Frontline managers may be wondering, am I at risk? What do I do? How do I address or protect my family, my employees, my customers? They've got fear, they've got anxiety, they've got uncertainty. There's confusion with hiring managers. We do have companies that are essential services that are hiring right now. It's a unique opportunity for them. But it's in a world that they haven't worked through before. They haven't done video interviews. They don't know how to do that. Are we hiring? Are we not? How are we doing it? How do I work through that process? There's some confusion around that. Candidates, and this is really interesting for you if you're a hiring manager. Candidates are saying, how do I stay safe in this environment? How do I make sure that I don't bring the sickness home when I'm going out and interviewing for a new opportunity? If I'm shifting jobs and if I'm going to be losing my health care at this time, what kind of risk am I taking on if somebody winds up in intensive care? These are significant concerns. So the challenge is those are all going to naturally have people want to not move forward versus moving forward. So how do you provide the risk? How do you provide the content, the information, and the protection that allows people to move forward? Well, let's take those specific examples. If you have fear, if fear is the natural feeling, what you really want is confidence in moving forward. If you have uncertainty, maybe you want clarity. If you have anger or loss, you want folks to have acceptance or gain. And there are 7 specific levers that you can go through. I will actually address the 7 levers in the next video. Again, I want to make these as short as possible in going through. But in short, if somebody's fearful and they want to go to confidence, you're going to provide them with information. You're going to provide them with instruction. Information, here's what's going on. Instruction, here's how you do it. A, B, C, D, so that you understand in the process. If they have uncertainty or confusion, you want to provide them with clarity. Now, that clarity may come in the terms of inspiration. It may come in the terms of getting them involved in the process. It may be information. Again, there are 7 specific mechanisms, but if you simply start with the process of understanding who are my key stakeholders, what are their natural feelings, and why do they have that feeling, and then hit the next mechanism, which is what is the desired feeling, you will be miles ahead in understanding and being able to communicate effectively in a way that builds confidence, trust, and empowerment. This is the first part. This is the framework. The next session I'll do is another very short session talking about the 7 levers that help you shift that natural feeling. And then finally, the 5 critical elements that help you drive change. If you have questions, if I can help further, feel free to reach out to me directly. You can click and schedule a meeting down below if you want. If there's anything I can do in helping you and clarifying here or elsewise, otherwise, please reach out to me. Let me know. I'm here to help. Again, Barry Wilbur, GRN, the Data Analytics Recruiter. Thanks for listening.